Hello everybody, nice to see you back on my YouTube channel, that is Apex Determiners. I thank you very much for joining me, and especially to those who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Before I go further, let me apologize for the previous video, which was titled as Enticer-2, and that was about a reading. In that video, there were some flaws, technical flaws I should say, in connection to the lighting and the shading and stuff like that. So I'm really sorry about that. But today's video, you will see a transformation and the improvement in the appearance of the video. And even if you still have some comments, you can please text me on my WhatsApp, so in that way I can improvise on my video. After all, I'm not a professional, and my son-in-law who's doing it for me is also not a professional, but he is training to be a professional, and I'm on his trial and error base. So be kind and let me know how best I can improve my video. Thank you so much. Now today's class is going to be titled as Enticer-2, and that also is about reading, based for academic students especially. And this reading is going to be on the correct approach of matching list of headings to the passages, where I will tell you the technique and I'll give you the quick way of finding the answers. So I'll move on now to the screen so we can view the passage along with the questions. I'll see you there. Right. So this is the reading passage. It usually comes for the academic students. And this is the Enticer-2 video which you are watching. Now the first thing you do, the technique is study the heading. The heading is tourism. Now you should spend at least 15 to 20 seconds on what you can expect in the coming paragraphs about tourism. Now, first thing, you can expect a paragraph about the tourist department, how they entice tourists to book their tours, how they try to excite them on different tourist places to visit. Another paragraph you could probably get about the services rendered by the employees in the tourism department. Any kind of services, the professionals, the guides, whatever. Then the third paragraph, probably you could expect, not third paragraph, in general I'm saying the entire paragraph. Another you can expect is about how they talk about the tours, how people like to travel to different places, and so forth. Right? Now that you have an understanding that the coming paragraphs are only going to refer to tourism and everything about tourism, so you need not get into every paragraph as of now. Beside that, you can see the questions, which happens to be list of headings. List of headings means you have to choose a heading to match the paragraphs which are given on the left side of your screen. When you choose a heading, it means that that paragraph is related to the heading. Right? Now, after you have got an understanding of what the heading is about, you'll go down the page and see how many paragraphs are given for this heading. So we can see A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, so that gives you 5 paragraphs. Now coming to the list of headings. What you see on top, example answer, which is paragraph D, and the answer is 9. So if it is so, what you have to do on the exam type, beside number 9, the heading 9, you will write there example and you will mention D. Why you will mention D? Because you will know that paragraph D you do not have to refer to when you are going through all the paragraphs. So that will save a lot of time. Otherwise, you will be checking out the paragraph itself. So when you come to the paragraph D, against the alphabet D, either you can write example or you can write put an into mark, which means no need to check it out. But this is what you have to do. Okay, now get back to the list of headings. Now when you come to the list of headings, you find that you have eliminated the 9th one because it's already given for para D. So how many are left? 8. And how many paragraphs you have? 5. Out of 5, 1 is already taken for example. No, not 5, excuse me, it's 6. So out of 6, 1 is already gone for example, so you're left with 5. So you have to make sure that from the 8 list of headings that you have, you should eliminate at least 3. If you eliminate 3 from 5, you will get 5. If you eliminate 3 from 8, now in the paragraph D, you will mention example or you'll put an into mark, which means you will not refer to that paragraph. Right. Now coming to the list of headings. Now you find that there are 8 headings, but you have only 5 paragraphs left because 1 is already given as example. So that leaves you with 5. Out of 8, you should eliminate at least 3. If you eliminate 3, that will bring it down to exactly 5 that is required for the passage, for each passage. Was I clear? This is what you will do. Out of 8, eliminate 3. If you eliminate 3, you will have 5, which will definitely fit for the 5 paragraphs that is listed on the left side of the screen. Now for elimination or deleting, how do we go about it? Now you have to read the heading and logically think, will there be a paragraph based on this heading? And if you think there will not be a paragraph based on that, immediately you put an into mark for that. Okay, so let's go with the first one. The politics of tourism. Now ask yourself, will there be a paragraph based on politics of tourism? What is the meaning of politics? Politics is something like, as what they say, a kind of biasism, a kind of conspiracy. So that is politics. So what is the negativities about tourism is what I would see in the meaning of politics. So will they give you about negativities of politics of tourism? Because politics is a negative word, right? So I don't think there'll be a paragraph based on that. So instantly, what you'll put here, an into mark. That means, as of now, I don't think I will choose that. Go to the second one. The cost of tourism. Will they give you a paragraph about the cost of tourism? Because the cost of tourism varies from place to place, city to city, country to country. So that will take a number of paragraphs to explain to us the different costs or prices for tourism. So I don't think there will be a paragraph emphasizing on the costs of tourism. So the second one I am eliminating. Okay. Now we go to third one. Justifying the study of tourism. Justifying is justification. So justification is nothing but judging the accuracy, the concept, the importance of the subject. So what is our subject? What is our heading? Tourism. So they have to give us a paragraph justifying the fact of the importance and the concept of tourism. So yes, I'm sure that will be there. So I'm not going to eliminate the third one. Okay. Now we go to the fourth one. Fourth one is tourism contrasted with travel. Now what's the meaning of contrast? That means difference. What is the difference in tourism and travel? Now we know what is the difference. But according to our understanding, tourism, if you want to go on a tour, you have to travel. And what is the difference in both these? They're going to definitely give us a paragraph about that. So that I am not going to eliminate. Now we go to the fifth one. The essence of modern tourism. Essence is quality. Essence is the goodness of the subject. To some extent, the value of the subject. And what is our subject about? Tourism. So yes, they will tell us what is the essence, what is the quality, what is the value of going on a tour. So yes, that will be there. Now I go to the next one. Tourism versus leisure. And a tourism versus, that means tourism against leisure. Now if you look at the third one, fourth one, contrast is giving the difference. But if you look at the sixth one, versus is not telling the difference. It is one against the other. So first of all, we have to come to an understanding that only when we are free, only when we have leisure time, that we can plan on a tour. Otherwise, we can't go on a tour, right? So tourism is nothing but leisure in itself. So why will they give us a paragraph about tourism versus leisure? Because if I have leisure time, I'm going on a tour. Or if I have leisure time, I'm going on a holiday. Right? So that I am going to eliminate. So how many did I say we have to take out in the beginning? 3. And as I can see here, I have already deleted or eliminated 3. So that will leave me exactly with 5. But if you still want to read 7 and 8, we can just go through it. The artificiality of modern tourism. Artificiality means something that is a fake, something that's a mock, something that's unreal. That is artificiality. So there will be a paragraph telling us about how the tourist department have a mock decoration in their office to entice people to go on a tour. So yes, there will be a paragraph on that. 8th one, the role of modern tour guides. That has to be there because they have to emphasize on the service and the importance and the dedication given by the employees to the tourists. Okay, so now the technique of list of heading is first point. Find out how many paragraphs you have. We have 5 paragraphs. Out of 5, if there is we have 6 as a matter of fact. So out of 6, 1 is already taken as example So you have to find headings for only 5. That is what you have to do first. Second thing is, come to the list of headings and you start running down the list of headings and you make a decision with your cognizance, that means the knowledge that you have. Be logical and analyze the heading and ask yourself, will there be paragraph based on this heading? That's what you have to do. And as you go down, if you have 5 paragraphs left, if there are 8, you have to tell yourself, try to ignore 3 headings, right? Then the next thing is, beside D, make it a point to put an into mark or give any kind of like a star or anything that will tell you that this paragraph we don't have to read. Okay, right. Now, how do we choose the headings for the paragraphs? It is a well-known fact that every paragraph that you read anywhere in a newspaper or any book, the first sentence will always refer to the subject. The subject has to be mentioned either in the first sentence, very rarely it comes in the second sentence. And every paragraph that has the last sentence will definitely conclude the concept of the entire paragraph. So basically, to match the list of headings, we usually read the first sentence, and if we are able to get a clue or a hint from the first sentence, then we try to match that clue or that hint to the list of headings. Otherwise, we go to the last sentence. This is a 95% chances that you will get the subject in the first sentence or the conclusion will refer to it. The other 5% is sometimes where the middle, that means after the introduction and after the last sentence, you will get the middle information to help you to match the headings. This you will only check out when you find that you're not able to get a clue from the first sentence, you're not able to identify the subject in the first sentence. Nothing is helping you to get an idea how to match it to the list of headings. Then, of course, you come to the last sentence. If the last sentence also is of no assistance to you, no help to you, then you come to the middle sentence. This is very rare. Okay? Now, I will do the first sentence with you, the first paragraph, and let's see what we got from the first paragraph. Okay? Now, just to read the first sentence. Tourism, comma, holiday making and travel are these days more significant social phenomena than most commentators have considered, full stop. Now, in your exam time, you might not see the full stop, but you should be well aware of the fact that every sentence starts with a capital letter. Therefore, the previous sentence ends with a full stop and the next one starts with a capital letter. So wherever you see a capital letter, probably that will be the starting of a sentence or that will be a proper noun. Okay? So, now going back to the sentence which I read. Now, why did I stress on the word on comma? Why did I stress on the punctuation of comma? Because tourism and comma means that this is your subject and the comma says that based on this subject you are going to get the rest of the sentences explaining the concept of that subject. When you get a noun followed by a comma, it means that that noun is going to be explained in the coming sentences. So what is the subject? Tourism, followed by comma. So this entire paragraph is going to refer to the concept of tourism. It's going to give us the meaning of tourism. It's going to give us the significance of tourism. It's going to tell us the importance of tourism. So holiday making is tourism and travel is tourism these days. Which are more significant? What is significant? Tourism. Social phenomena. Social phenomena means people of today, the society, enjoy tourism. And most commentators have considered we will not take that into consideration. So what we're going to consider here, my importance is tourism, comma, followed by significant. Significant is the word that is important in this sentence. Because what is the significance of tourism? It is giving the quality of tourism. Now, to add on to our understanding of the first sentence, we'll go to the last sentence. It could be said that a similar analysis can be applied to the tourism. What is the analysis he's talking about? The analysis of the significance of tourism. What they have analyzed about tourism is all mentioned in the middle sentences, which I have not read. So now I know that tourism is explained in this paragraph. The quality of tourism is explained in this paragraph. Now I'll come to the list of headings and I will see which of the heading is referring to the significance of tourism, the quality of tourism. Justifying the study of tourism. What is justifying? Justifying, as I said, is nothing but justification. I'm making a judgment, knowing what is right, knowing the importance of something, knowing the significance of something. So I think this seems quite good. But anyway, let's see the next heading. Tourism contrasted, that is not mentioned. The essence of modern. Essence seems a good word. But here he's talking about modern tourism. But this paragraph, first paragraph, cannot refer to modern tourism in the very beginning. First they have to give us the concept of tourism. And probably in the latter paragraph you will get to understand the essence of it in modern times. So this is what you need to understand. Essence is also can be connected to para A, but because of the word modern, we don't choose it. Because the first paragraph cannot hit on modern. It has to first talk about what the subject is and then you talk about modern times. So that's why we don't take 5. 7th one, there is nothing artificial because he is giving us the significance of tourism. And again, 8th one again is talking about tour guide. This is not about tour. So we go back to 3 and that is when we decide that 3 is the right answer for para A. Okay? Now, how do you write this answer on the answer sheet? You're not supposed to write the answer on the question paper because you will not have time to write the answers again on the answer sheet. So I would advise you, as and when you find the answer, make sure that you write it against the question number. So let us tentatively imagine that this list of headings is questioned as questions 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 7 to 11. So 7 to 11 means 5 answers. 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So you have found the answer to A. A answer will only be written beside number 7. So on the answer sheet you have number 7. You will write the answer A, which is not the alphabet A, but you write the Roman figure, which is 3. Now let me tell you something. If the question is given in Roman figures, do not write the numericals 1, 2, 3, 4, and do not write the alphabet of the paragraph, because your question is given to you in Roman figures. So you will write Roman figures as the answer against the question number. So against question number 7, you are writing the answer of A, which is supposed to be third one. I hope I was clear. Now, question number 8 will refer to para B. Question number 9 should be C. Question number 10 should be E. And question number 11 should be E. Now, if by chance you did not get the answer to A and you have got the answer to B, then that B answer has to be written only against number 8. So A 7, B 8, C 9, E 10 and F 11. The numbering of your answers or writing your answers against the right number is a success of the score. If you wrongly write the correct answer against a wrong number, there is no compromise in the correction in the exam time. Okay, so please remember this. Now we go to para B. Now para B is talking about tourism is a leisure activity. Now the moment you see this, tourism is a leisure, at once I'm sure back of your mind, there was something about tourism and leisure. But what we see here in the list of heading, tourism versus leisure, right? Come to the paragraph B. What do you see here? Tourism is a leisure activity. That means it is. But here the heading is saying versus. Versus means against. That is why we have eliminated 7. Okay. Now coming back to B. Para B. Tourism is a leisure activity which presupposes its opposite, namely regulated and organized work. Full stop. What did you get from that? Tourism is a leisure activity. Now, if it is a leisure activity, that means at your free time only you're going on a tour, right? If you're going on a tour in your leisure time, obviously you're going to enjoy the moment of those days. So did you get a clue? No. Okay, so let's go to the last sentence and see if we got something there. The journey and the stay are by definition outside the normal places of residence and work. Quite true. The journey, which journey is talking about? Journey, tourism. It is definitely outside the normal place and outside your residential area, outside your work. That is why you're going on a tour. Tour means going out of your vicinity, out of your arena, and are of a short term and temporary nature. Yes, that is what tourism is all about. It's always short and snappy, and it's the most enjoyable time of your life. And there is a clear intention to return home. Definitely, we have to return home. We have to continue with our day's work. So, what have we got from para B? Can you match it with any of the headings here? Is tourism contrasted with travel? There's no contrast. He's talking about tourism is a leisure time. It's out of our vicinity, out of our arena, and we go for a short and snappy time, which is very memorable. Okay, so we can't go with contrast. Can we go with essence of modern tourism? That is the quality of tourism. The activities that you experience during tourism is always memorable. So, do you think that will go with the fifth one? No? Okay, let's say you're not confident about it. Leave it. If you're not sure about matching the heading to any particular paragraph, just move on. Don't sit on it like a clucking hen. Move on. C. Go to C. Because remember, you have 5 headings and you have 5 paragraphs. At any cost, all 5 have to match the 5 paragraphs. So leave the B. Go to C. Let's see if we can find something in C. A substantial proportion of the population of modern societies engages in such tourist practices. What are we talking about here? Substantial proportion means certain groups of people, the regular people who like to go on tours, the adventurers, the ones who enjoy travelers, they are considered as substantial proportion of the population. Okay? Of what society we're talking about? Modern society. So now I got a word modern in this sentence. So probably I can match this to the modern which is mentioned in which heading? It is mentioned in heading 5. Right? And also it's mentioned in heading 7. Okay. So let's move on then. Engage in such tourist practices, new socialized forms of provision have developed in order to cope with the mass character of the gazes of tourists as opposed to the individual character of travel. Oh ma, this is a long sentence, but you have to read it because there is something in the sentence that will help you to choose the heading. Now what we got in the latter part of the sentence. Let's get back to the latter part. In order to cope with the mass character of the gazes of tourists, gazes means if you look at a tourist, they'll be looking at the location, they'll be looking at the nature in such an amazing emotion, with such ecstasy, because it is something that is to be appreciated. It's like mind-blowing when you go to hill stations, when you go to any kind of seaside. Everything looks so natural but spellbinding. Okay, so let's move on. As opposed. Okay, I have this word here, as opposed. What is the meaning of opposed? Opposed means you are opposing, you are against. Why are you against something? Because there's difference. There's difference from one side to the other side. Right? So do you think that word will help you? As opposed to the individual character of travel. Full stop. So what is he talking about in this paragraph? He's talking about opposing the experience of tourism to the experience of travel. So when you take travel into consideration, from your destination to your, or from your home to your destination to work or wherever, it's a regular route. For the first time, you will be excited, you'll be looking around. If you're traveling by metro or if you're traveling by car, you'll be looking around. But as the days keep repeating, the route is common for you. You will not bother to look out because you will know definitely what's going to come ahead. That is travel. You are traveling from one end to the other end on a common route. But tourism is not that. So that is contrast. So even though tourism is travel, you have to travel, no doubt. But once you reach a certain destination. Let's say, for example, you are going to Utakamat. Okay? So once you reach there, you are traveling around the place to survey the place, to enjoy the beauty of nature. That travel is different because you'll be looking around. But the travel from your home to your work is very common. So that is contrast. So what is the word that helped me to choose the heading of for Paris Sea? Only because of this word tourist. Where is it? Yeah. Tourist as opposed to the individual character of travel. So this is my catch to choosing the heading. Okay, so now I got the answer of C. C is matching with the answer of 4. So next to 4, I will write C. One sec. Yes. Now I have not got B. I'm not sure about B, but I am very sure about C. So where will you write the answer for 4? You will write the answer for 4 against number 9 because 8 is pending for B. Okay, so the answer 4 will match C. So the right approach to list of headings, I certainly hope you remember. In case you don't remember, all you have to do is just rewind. And I will explain it again and rewind. The number of times you rewind, the number of times I'll be explaining it again and again to you. But if you want to know the answers for B, E and F, then join my online classes where you will get the opportunity to interact with me, to discuss with me, to clear your doubts, to get that confidence that yes, I know how to match headings. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe because only if you subscribe you will get an update of my next video. And the next video I am going to take you into the listening module, how to listen for the answers. And then later on, after 2 videos, I'll be going into the next module. So looking forward to you for my next Enticer-3, which will be the listening module for IELTS. So bye-bye, take care and be safe. High five.